All right, welcome everyone. Happy Wednesday. So we'll be kicking off today's rooms with a topic that is obviously all of the rooms that we do are incredibly prevalent, but this one, as we are witnessing the real estate landscape changing before our very eyes, agent scripting and knowing what verbiage and dialogue to use with clients can really be the difference between securing a prospect versus not. And so we've got our managing broker here, Kathy, and she's going to be talking about the power of persuasion today. And so she's got a lot of really great examples and a great presentation ahead. So Kathy, the floor is yours.
Okay, thanks, Ela. Thanks everyone for coming today, now, and in the future, because we'll have this in our on our YouTube channel for future viewing. So I'm Kathy Arzad, managing broker at Radius, and we're going to be talking about the secrets to persuasion and giving you lots of examples for agent scripts that you can use for effective prospecting in various ways. So let's go. So the power of persuasion. So first of all, you want to stand out in a competitive market. That's always our objective, right? And here we're talking about crafting compelling messages to resonate with potential clients, converting those conversations into deals. And we're going to talk about benefit-oriented words and action-oriented words and how that affects your scripting. So this is really like a formula, like putting together your script based on the different elements that you're going to want to include. So here we go. So talking about the benefit-oriented words, here you want to focus on emotions and lifestyle, right? So these words paint a picture of how the property can improve the client's life. So use words like imagine, envision, dream, cozy, these type of words, luxurious, spacious, inviting, peaceful, right? So those are emotions and lifestyle words. You also want to highlight specific benefits. How about this? So connect features of the property to their needs. Use words like low maintenance, move-in ready, perfect for entertaining, great for a growing family, investment opportunity. You can use words like that. Emphasize value. So show why this property is a good buy. So you can use words like competitive price, excellent value, price to sell, motivated seller, great location, things like that. Now, action-oriented words would create a sense of urgency. So you encourage the client to take the next step. So you can use words like limited time, don't miss out, act now, schedule a showing today. These type of things create urgency. You can show confidence and expertise with this. So you demonstrate that by using words like committed, guarantee, proven track record, expert negotiator, things like that. You can focus on collaboration, and that frames you as a partner in their home buying or home selling journey. So you can use words like work together, or partner with you, understand your needs, things like that, achieve your goals. And you can also use generic words with specific alternatives, like instead of nice, use the word charming, things like that. So use your words to your advantage. Okay, we're going to talk about cold calls. I know this is not your favorite thing, but we all have to do it at some point. So we might as well learn how to do it. So, you want to engage the person, right? So here's an example of that. Hello, Ms. Smith. This is Kathy Arzad from Radius. I'm reaching out because I specialize in helping sellers in the Dallas area. Are you currently happy with your real estate situation? Now that seems like an average thing to say, but there's all the elements of an effective cold call in that single 3 sentences. So let's look at the elements here. So the introduction, the personalization, the reason for the call, focus on needs, listen to the prospect's response, highlight benefits, action step, all of those key pieces. So here it is. Here's an introduction like, hello, Mr. Jones, this is Kathy Arzad with Radius, right? The personalization, I came across your house on Clemens Street and was impressed by the beautiful water fountain and your landscaping, right? So you already know a little bit about that property. How about the reason for the call? Well, the reason I'm calling is because the housing market in Highland Park is currently very strong for sellers like yourself. Homes are selling quickly and at top dollar. Okay, so that was your reason. Focus on needs now. That's the open-ended question. I understand that everyone's situation is different. Are you currently thinking about selling your house, or are you just curious about the market value? Now you'll listen to the prospect's response, and from that, you're going to highlight the benefits, right? So if they are interested in selling, great, I can provide you with a free comparative market analysis to show you what similar homes in your area are selling for right now. This will give you a strong starting point for pricing your home. If they're just curious about the value, no problem at all. I can still give you a free estimate to give you an idea of your home's current market value. This might be helpful for future planning, even if you aren't considering selling right away. Now, the action step, would you be open to a quick 15-minute chat to discuss the market in more detail? And I can see if I can be of any assistance to you. Thank you for your time, Mr. Jones. I look forward to hearing from you. So, those are all the elements broken down, and this might seem easy, but it's really important to have this kind of template or script template just ready and available, and then memorize it, right? So it comes out natural. That's the whole idea of scripting. I never used to be into scripts. Like from the beginning, I thought, I think that's so phony and authentic and blah, blah. But the fact is, when you're in these conversations, it's important to at least know the different, your various template. Like you write it, it's your voice, it's your message, but just have it already ready in your brain so that you can flow and not miss anything. It is important. So I've been converted. Okay, so crafting messages again. So beyond just general pitches, you want to understand the client's needs and aspirations, this prospect needs and aspirations. So it's really nice to tailor your message with a personalized touch. And personalized touch means you already have an idea of where this house is located. You may have already seen it by driving by or, Google Earth or whatever. You've already checked it out, right? So this is a tailored prospect call. This isn't just you're randomly dialing numbers, which I don't think is a great idea anyway, because you don't know who you're calling. But anyway, it's nice to have that. So here's an example. With rising home values in South Lake, many investors are considering buying rental homes. Have you thought about buying more investment properties? So here, I already knew that this person was an investor or potentially an investor. So that was who I was going after. But you can do this similar type of script with buyers, sellers, what have you. The art of objection handling. So first of all, you want to know the current market stats in your area so you can confidently discuss that with any prospect. And I'm not just talking about cold calls here. If you're in the grocery store and somebody sees that you're a realtor because you have like you have something that says you're a realtor, you should be ready to talk about the market. And that could be a simple way to prospect. But going back to what we're talking about here with cold calls, so, don't be scared of that conversation, that unknown, uncertain conversation with someone. You don't know what they're going to ask, blah, blah, blah. Don't be worried about that, because something that, we all are as realtors, we are the source of the source. So if you don't know the answer to something, that's okay. You can say, I'd love to dive into that deeper, do some research for you and get back to you. It's, a nice segue to getting another phone conversation. Excuse me. So don't be scared of that. So here, like turning objections into opportunities, you want to anticipate their common concerns. So what is going on in the marketplace right now? Is price an issue? Is timing, a common issue? You'll know your market best. And so you can come up with what the common concerns are, what you hear a lot, and develop clear, confident responses. The key here is being seen and known as the expert in the real estate market. And over time, that will happen. So here's an example of overcoming price concerns. So, price is certainly important, and I understand your concern. My expertise in Fort Worth helps me find properties that offer excellent value. Would you be open to learning more about buying a home? So there you go. I mean, you're not giving details. You're just saying that you're an expert and you can help them with that, right? So you're not giving them all the information in that short cold call, you know. The cold call isn't generally not supposed to be a lengthy conversation. You just want the whole main concern, the whole objective is to get another appointment, is to make an appointment. So you can spend your time there, you know. Okay. Next, we're talking about warm leads. So warm leads are people who are either interested in buying or selling, or are your sphere of influence, like your friends and family. Those are warm leads because you kind of have an idea. A friend of a friend says, yeah, they're going to be moving soon, type of thing. So you have a little bit of knowledge. So that's what that means. And warm also is that they might be expecting a phone conversation from you, a phone call, or a visit from you. So here is how we nurture warm leads, going from a spark to a flame. So getting it to actually get into a conversion here. You always want to keep your name top of mind. And to me, this really speaks to social media, right? So you want to be top of mind as far as you are the real estate expert in your market, or even your state. Like if you know enough about the real estate climate overall in your state, you can speak to that as an expert, and people will know you by name, right? They will connect you to real estate. So that's the idea. You want to stay top of mind. So using like your Instagram reels, Facebook posts, drip campaigns, those are emails. I don't know how many people. I'd love to hear if anybody uses drip campaigns in a useful way, and feel free to speak up if you want to talk about what you're using for your warm leads in your sphere. You can also chat. You can use the chat function. There will be time at the end for Q&A that we can all kind of discuss. But regular, valuable communication is absolutely what is recommended. Sharing market updates, success stories. There's lots of success that I have heard from our agents with social media. In fact, a lot of agents, that's how they get their leads, right? I mean, you're in this day and age, we're not really seeing a ton of people in person on a regular basis. I mean, it's interesting to think about it that way, but I mean, I think it's true. We see a lot more people on social media. So that is the place to go. Okay, nurturing warm leads. So this is the follow-up. So this is where the art of follow-up happens. So you might attract those warm leads and then they disappear. They might not be interested to buy right today, right? Or they're not interested to sell today, but they're looking. So they're going to be that, they're going to follow you on Instagram. They're going to watch you for a while, and you're going to put regular content, regular valuable content out there. But if you happen to have a conversation with someone, this is when follow-up is really key. Like, you don't want to just forget about them and hope they come back to you, right? You may have just given them enough information for them to then keep looking and go to someone else. So you want to make sure you're following up. And I like this here, balance persistence with respect, because I don't feel realtors should be acting similar to like a used car salesman. I've never liked that kind of sales approach. People are selling or buying the biggest transaction of their life. One of the largest transactions of their life. They want someone who is in their corner. They want someone who isn't going to push them, and yet they want help getting them through this huge transaction. So treat them with respect. Be, be present, be there when they need you, but don't necessarily call them every single day like you're selling a car. Like that's just not going to work. So here's a script example. Hi, Terry Smith. This is Kathy Arzak following up on our conversation about selling your home. I wanted to share this recent market update that might be of interest to you. So that is another seed, right? You're planting the seed. Now, this is all about, the scripting can be email, text, or calls. You'll know after you've spoken to that person what kind of communication they want, and you can just mirror that and do what works best for them. Calling your sphere of influence. So leverage your network. I know we've talked about this in other classes, but sphere of influence is really important because these are people that already know, like, and trust you. And so it's really, it's so much easier, right, to get to the closing table with someone who knows and likes and trusts you already. So connect with past clients, connect with friends and family. And this is, it's ideal to be in a situation where you are connecting regularly, whether in person, or on social media or phone calls or whatever keeps you in touch with people. It is key for a successful real estate business. One of our agents in Houston, her business was completely or is completely sphere of influence, and she happens to have a very uh, you know, lucrative sphere. Like she has a lot. She's been doing real estate for over 15 years. So it's all past clients and friends and family. And it's exactly the price point she wants. It's like the ideal situation. So how does she stay, in touch? A lot of it is getting involved with community events for her, but it's also putting out valuable insights on her LinkedIn. I see her on LinkedIn all the time. It's on LinkedIn. It's in those ways, right? That she's doing that. So she's a great example for us. But so here is a script. Hi, Sally. This is Kathy. I hope you're doing well. I'm reaching out because I consistently help clients achieve their goal of buying a home in this market. Do you know anyone who might be interested? So you're just calling a friend, you're calling an acquaintance, you're calling your neighbor, and you're just asking them for business because, a lot of people are scared to ask for business, but it's imperative. It's imperative for, realtors who are business owners, to go out and get more business. It's part of it. So don't be scared. The language of success, words that work, powerful phrases for real estate. So um, again, focus on the benefits, maximize your return or stress-free transaction, like whatever you do for your clients, focus on that. Use action verbs like let's explore your options, unlock your real estate goals, these type of things. This is powerful language. And, it is easy. It's really a kind of a neat idea too, to just, you could put this in Chat GPT. Give me powerful phrases for real estate, or give me words that would attract more clients for real estate, and see what comes up. Chat GPT is a really great source for things like that, to give you ideas for your own scripting, and come up with your own scripting in your voice. Okay, building trust and rapport. This is also kind of going along with, the benefits of working with your sphere of influence, but also beyond that, working with people who are cold calls, people that are in your market area, but you don't know them personally. How do you build trust and rapport? That's essential for our business. So, that is, it's active listening, genuine conversation, it's transparency and building trust along the way. These are all key things that will keep your business thriving for the long term. So you can build that into your scripting. And what I encourage you is not to be like a robot with your scripting, because I think we've all been there, right? We get a cold call from like a telemarketer, and they sound totally scripted, like they're literally reading a paragraph off a page. That's the first thing you think of is, okay, I'm going to hang up, right? You're just going to hang up because you're like, it's a robot. So try not to be robotic. Try to be engaging right off the bat, um, and you know, build some resilience with yourself because not every cold call is a success. You have to do the volume, but um, so now we have time for questions or comments. If anyone is interested to comment or give an example of what they do.
Why don't we go around the room if you guys are willing, and talk about what kind of scripts everyone is using currently and see if we can kind of go through now that we've got Kathy here and we can just see if anybody needs any help with their scripts right now. Does anybody want to go first?
I'll talk about mine.
Sounds good. Thanks, Lindsay.
I'm just a month in real estate, so I've only done one cold call, and that was yesterday, but they didn't answer, so I just left a voicemail. But I want to focus on distressed homes, so I plan to ask them if they have any like what their plans are for the property or if they're holding on to it for a certain reason. Because I do feel like those homes are like gems to investors and they have potential, and I feel like the owners don't really see them. So that's kind of my guiding principle whenever, like in the future, whenever I talk to them, I guess.
Yeah. I think that's great because you're focusing on value. You're focusing on, the reason for your call right off the bat. So are you going after homes that, like, how do you know they're distressed?
I drive by and I mark them on this app that I have. If the yard's mowed up or they just look abandoned, and like really like deteriorating homes, because I also flip houses and own like multi-family. So I know a lot of investors, and I
Mhm.
kind of wanted that to be like my niche, just have like a list of distressed homes, because I feel like it's just like potential just sitting there. And I really feel like an investor can come in and give it a brand new look. And then the owner gets like relieved of like whatever reason why they have that like distressed home, not doing anything with it. That's kind of my ideal with it.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. And so if you're so I did that before. I, went around and looked at homes that look like they needed to be sold, right?
Mhm.
And what I found was that sometimes the owner passed away, the family doesn't even know what to do, or
Yeah.
even they're out of town, they live out of town, they have no idea. So sometimes tracking down, if you have a hard time tracking down like a phone number or whatever, you could send a piece of mail too.
Yes, my mentor was telling me that he
Yeah,
recommended to first send a letter and then try to
yeah,
contact him shortly after. I started to make a template, but I need to finish that.
yeah, that's
Mhm.
great. That is great. And then you could be the first person to, scoop it up if you're
Yeah,
investing in flipping.
I really do want to have like a whole list of distressed listings because I know so many investors and I feel like I could get them sold really quick. And my partner does 3D tours and like drone shoots. So
Wow.
even though they're ugly homes, I still want to 3D tour them just because like the out of state investors so that they can see like sight unseen. So that's like kind of my like whole business plan is to like do the 3D tours because there's no charge for me since my boyfriend does it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And get those people to like have eyes on the property that can't, like if they're hours away, they'll be able to see it.
Yeah, and you might also be able to pinpoint a foreclosure before it hits the market too
Mm-hmm.
with that, method.
Mm-hmm. I'm super excited, but like I said, I just started a month ago and it was really slow at first, but now it's picking up and it's just getting super exciting.
Lindsay, where are you located?
I'm in Missouri, kind of by like Springfield, Missouri, if you've heard of
Ooh,
it.
yeah, I have
Oh,
actually.
definitely.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm like an hour from Springfield, kind of like in a smaller town. But I grew up here, so I feel like everyone knows me around here. And I don't know, it's gonna be a fun time. I'm so excited that I started this career.
that's amazing. You'll do great.
Thank
Yeah, I'm
you.
excited for you too.
All
Thanks
right,
for
I'll give
sharing.
it to someone else. You're welcome.
Yeah. Anyone else want to
No,
share?
I just wanted to give my 2 cents really quick. Lindsay, you're scripting your business plan. Everything sounds amazing, and so you'll have
Thank you.
to
I
you'll have to
appreciate it.
come back and let us know how it's going. I want to
Yes, I
hear all
will.
about it.
Yeah, I see these rooms and stuff, so I plan to do a lot of these like webinars.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah,
I
absolutely.
will update you.
We have them every week, so come join anytime.
Okay. Appreciate it.
Nancy or Daniela, how are you guys doing today? Does anyone want to chime in next? No? All right. I guess if we've got no other questions. Hi,
Yeah,
Daniela.
sorry.
No, you're all good. You're all good. I
Um,
didn't want to feel like you needed to felt any pressure to speak or anything like that, but if you have any scripts that you're using right now, feel free to share.
um, yes, I pretty much go down that line that you guys were talking about saying if you guys have any friends or family, just because I don't want to initially like start the conversation with like, hey, do you want to buy or are you looking to sell your home or anything like that? I kind of just want to be like a reference point.
That's excellent. Have you had good results from that?
Yeah, I'm right now. I'm in the process of two of my friends want to buy. One of my friends has a family. She has 3 kids and her husband, and they want to buy their first home, whether it's like an investment or a home for themselves. I'm trying to convince them to stay in the home first, and then eventually, if they want to get a bigger one, they can turn into an investment property. Just because where they are right now. And then I have another friend who lives in a studio apartment in Venice Beach. Her boyfriend, and her dog and they're looking to buy. So it's pretty much your sphere of influence is really helpful.
Yes, I agree totally. That's
Just
great.
having those conversations with them when you hang out like casually. Everyone's afraid because of the prices and the interest rates. But I tell them, I'm like, listen, in the end, if you plan to stay in California, because that's where I'm at, so it's a little harder.
Yeah,
Eventually it's going to pay off because you're only going to gain equity on your home. Whereas if you just rent, nothing's going here, it's going nowhere. So
100%. That's right. It's always the best to buy if you can.
yeah,
One
if
of
you
the things
plan on staying there and I think that if you have the means, and are a little afraid, I can understand that. I can sympathize with that because the interest rates are crazy and then the prices out here are a little high. But I think long term, if that's what you're thinking, it's just better to buy now and then in 2, 3 years have something, have that money go and like, maybe use that money for another investment property or just whatever it may be.
Exactly. Love it.
One of the things too that I've heard, especially when talking with your sphere of influence, is being somebody that can provide value in unexpected ways. Just listening to people that, especially at like open houses, are a great place to gather information. One of the best pieces of advice that I ever got was obviously I'm not an agent, but just being able to pass this along, but being able to tell people things about the neighborhood that they wouldn't expect or think to ask. You'll get a lot of that little bits and nuggets of information in conversations with people about the neighborhood, about like all the best restaurants and all the best like little local areas, especially if somebody's coming to an open house. And that can also be kind of a really great segue into your regular script, or just presenting yourself as somebody that they can trust, going back again to that brand recognition, name recognition. So yeah, it's just something that I thought would be a little bit helpful to drop in there as well.
Yeah, that's great, Ela. Thank you.
Awesome. If anyone, I'll do one last call for questions or comments. Otherwise, we can go ahead and wrap up today's session. I think this was great, guys. Thank you all so much for joining, for participating. Thank you, Kathy, for the lovely presentation and for sharing your wisdom with the rest of us. One last call for questions.
I'm going to jump in.
All right. Hi,
It's
Nancy. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing really well. I actually have an unrelated question, but I was, I know that the apps have changed and SkySlope has changed, and I just need to reach out to whoever is my person because I have a couple of questions. And I know that there's been some changes, and I was like, oh, I don't know who to call. Is there somewhere I can locate that number, that person?
Yeah, Nancy, so we have a new ticketing system, which
Uh-huh.
is awesome. So if you email support@radiusagent.com with
Okay.
any of your questions, it
Okay.
will be routed to the correct person and they'll respond to you fast.
They will? Okay.
Yes, support@radiusagent.com.
I
So
just
that
dropped it in the
is,
chat for
yeah.
you, Nancy.
Oh, thanks, Hila. Yeah, that is our new system for expedited responses.
Okay, fabulous. Thanks so
Yeah.
much. Do you guys know if DocuSign is one of the services that's included for us?
Yeah. Yeah,
It
we
is.
actually
Okay.
do. Mhm.
Okay, good. I'm glad I checked because I used to have it, and I noticed that Radius covers it as well, and I was about to renew, and I
Yeah.
thought, well, maybe I should just check. So good.
Yeah,
Thanks.
you bet, Nancy.
Okay.
Thanks for checking.
Wonderful. Thanks.
Awesome.
And
So-
I don't know if I can be of much help when it comes to scripts, because honestly, I don't know. I feel like I've just kind of given up on scripting, but I think that happens when you just have experience, right? You just start to talk to
Exactly.
people. Yeah.
You bet. I'm the same way, Nancy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and it's a very comfortable stage to be in, and honestly, I'm not as hungry as I once was, so I'm happy with what just comes my way.
You're in a good spot.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm glad we could get your question answered, but I've dropped the email in the chat, and so you should be all good to go.
Oh, thank you.
Of course. Well, thank you again, everyone, so much for joining us today. I hope everyone has a great rest of their Wednesday, and we'll see you again soon.
Thank you. Take care, you
Thank
guys.
you.
Take
Bye.
care, everyone. Bye-bye.